Popular with the patients, Bill Shorten spent the morning at a clinic near Nepean Hospital. While he was a hit with the staff, he's missing out on a broader appeal. The latest news poll showing he's slipping further behind Scott Morrison in the preferred PM standings.
For 2,030 days, I've led a united team in the good days and the bad days, when the polls are good and when they're not so good. I've learned very early on at this job not to comment on the polls. We're all going to find out in 13 days who wins the election.
Some Liberal MPs have criticised Bill Shorten for relying too much on his colleagues to make up for his personal unpopularity. But he took aim at the Liberal side, saying that's an excuse to draw attention away from the dwindling number of senior MPs.
The Minister for Environment, will she make, she's more on the endangered species list than the ones we're trying to protect.
He seemed sure of himself as he brushed aside comments from former Prime Minister Paul Keating, who called for a clear out of Australia's spy agencies, who he's accused of straining our relationship with China.
They've lost their strategic bearings, these organisations. You know, China, whatever you think, China is a great state.
And I think that should be disowned, and I think the leader of the Labor Party, Bill Shorten, should be having something to say about that.
Well, no, I don't share those concerns. Paul Keating's an elder statesman of Australian politics. He's never been shy of saying what he thinks. But for myself and for my opposition team, we've worked very well with the national security agencies.
But Bill Shorten's focus was clearly on local issues, like winning over the seat of Lindsay, recently vacated by Emma Hussar, after allegations of bullying and harassment, which she strongly denies. Lindsay is a knife-edged seat that switched between the Labor and the Liberal parties at the last three elections. The Liberals have already shown some confidence in their prospects here. Scott Morrison starting his campaign in Penrith more than 20 days ago. Former State MP Diane Beamer's taken on the candidacy. It's held by just 1.1%, and it's a seat Scott Morrison has in his sights. Just another in a series of must-win marginals for both Bill Shorten and Scott Morrison come May 18. Annalise Nielsen, Sky News in Sydney.